Did you go and forgive your mother in the red?
Yes, I've forgiven my mother.
You went to her?
She's deceased.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. And how about your father?
Yes, I've forgiven my father.
Is he dead too?
No, he's still alive.
Oh, you went to him?
Yes.
And how did it go? What happened?
He didn't believe anything that I said.
He didn't believe it? And that's the beauty. He doesn't need to. Why didn't he believe you?
Well, because when I was a child, I was a liar, and, I stole from him, and he was like, well, you claim to be so holy, you used to lie and steal and do all this, and now you're coming at me, and I'm just like, well, that's what I used to do. Can't deny that, but,
Yeah, if he's right to say, yeah, you're right, and I'm sorry.
Right.
I was wrong.
Right.
And then just start becoming that, and he will see it. And if he does, it doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
Right? Are these people related to you?
Yes.
This your son?
Yes.
Hey, son. How old are you?
I'm 15.
You're 15. How you feel about your mother?
Mom, don't get upset, but right now, emotionally, I can't stand her or my family.
Yeah. And why not?
Because I'm a beta male, and every decision I make is to make a change in my life that I can't physically make a change. I got baptized because I got tired of Satan and his demons coming after me and trying to whisper things in my ear and make me do things like turn to Satanism like I did.
Yeah.
And I got baptized because I needed to fill that hole.
Yeah.
And God didn't let me get baptized. And then when we moved churches, I forced myself to get baptized even though God said no. But I can't, I tried to forgive her. I started out, I was like, Mom, I'm sorry for this, but you did this, and I thought it worked, and I was like, well, crossed out my mom, I'm going to go to my dad. I did my dad, and that one was genuine. We both cried. We told each other that we were both sorry, and he was the one I was most afraid of. And then now I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you talk, and I'm realizing that I actually never forgave my mom.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so upset. Even coming here, I didn't want to come because I didn't even understand what was going on.
I could tell you didn't want to be here because you had that hood on looking like Trayvon Martin. But I'm glad. Are you glad you came now?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 15.
Oh, 15. You want me to tell you how to forgive your mother?
Yeah.
Have you ever done things you regretted after you did it? You wish you had not done it?
Yeah.
And then you say, well, I would never do it again, but you end up doing it again anyway?
Yeah.
That's how your mother is. You got that from her. So by being that way, you know exactly how she feels. She couldn't help herself. Whatever she's done to you, she could not help it. It's not like she had a baby just to screw it up. She wanted to love you, but she didn't have love at the time because she had this anger against her mother. And so if you can understand that about you, it will help you to understand that about her, and that will cause you to forgive her. She really can't help it. She loves you, in the best way she can, but she needed your father there. She needed to overcome her parents. She really could not help herself. And so if you forgive her by realizing that she couldn't help herself, God will forgive you. Then you could deal with her properly. You could speak up, but you won't be angry. That make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
My pride won't allow me to just physically tell her, like, I forgive you for, whatever. It's just because I feel, a long time I felt my anger made me strong and that my forgiveness had made me weak. So then I had stopped forgiving people. I stopped forgiving people who bullied me. And because through people who bullied me when I was younger, they were all black, I decided to not forgive the whole culture of black people.
Yeah.
And so my unforgiveness, I felt, made me weak, and that my anger made me strong.
Right, but now you realize that's wrong, right?
Yes.
It's the anger that made you weak. And for the record, you are black. He is black, folks. This is not a white man saying he hates black people. But I totally understand that. Angry people don't love anyone. If you have anger, it's impossible to have love. You don't have love. You have an emotional love that comes with anger, but that's not love. I totally understand that, but if you really want real strength, you got to forgive. You speak up, but don't resent. And then you start seeing great things happen in your life. All right?
All right.
Your mother really, can't you tell that your mother can't help herself? She just talked about her father and how things was for her. Have she told you about her life?
No.
Oh, you should share with them your life, what happened to you while growing up. And that will help him to understand it too. It really would. He doesn't know what you have gone through as a kid growing up.
Well, I have shared a lot of my childhood about, well, I was raised by my dad. So, and my mom, she was an addict. And my dad told me that she may have been murdered during one of her escapades. So I was raised by my dad. I've talked to him a lot about, my experiences with him, growing up with him. And
you talked to your son?
Yes.
Okay.
And my daughter.
That's your daughter too? Oh,
yes.
Hi, daughter. I'll get to you in a minute.
and how hard it was to just deal with him being so angry.
Yeah.
And volatile all the time.
Yeah.
Because he was verbally abusive.
Yeah.
Very verbally abusive, manipulative. He had to have everything his way. It was his way or the highway.
Right. I heard that before.
And that's the environment that I grew up in. And I don't know why he said I didn't tell this to him.
You remember those stories?
Maybe it's nerves.
He probably so angry at you, he doesn't want to remember it. He doesn't believe it. But you let it go, man. Forgive her. Why can't you live with your father?
Well, for one, he's a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh,
and
my God.
Not only that.
From bad to worse.
I know. But not only that, but he's my stepdad. So I feel.
Oh, man. Worse. Where's your real father?
From what my mom said, he didn't love me and he wanted an abortion.
That's a shame you would tell him that.
Yeah, it is. I realize.
I can't believe you told him that.
I realize now that was a mistake.
Every one of these guys and gals in here want to beat you up right now.
I'm sure they do. And I am open for whatever because I do deserve that beating. But life circumstances happened to where I felt that he needed to know because he had a bunch of questions that I just didn't know how to answer.
You could have said, Dad not around. You had to say he didn't love you. He wanted to abort you.
Yeah.
That is pure evil.
But he did tell me to get an abortion, though.
But he didn't need to know that?
You're right. He didn't need to know that.
Wow.
And
I'm sorry that happened to you, too, but he didn't need to hear that.
You're right. He didn't.
Do you know where his father is?
No, I do not.
Do you know his family, his father's family?
No, I do not.
You just met this guy walking down the road or something?
I had a career that wasn't very, that would be comparable to slut walk.
Oh, a slut.
Yes.
Wow.
Not professing, but that was in my past.
I understand that. No problem.
If I was in that life, I would definitely be at that parade if I was not, redeemed.
Right.
But, yeah, it was a one-night situation. And when I told him about, everybody told me to get an abortion. I knew forever that it was wrong.
Yes.
But I still considered it. But what made me change my mind and solidify, make it cement in my heart that this was wrong, was when I looked at the monitor and I saw him.
Right on.
I wept for 3 days.
Amazing.
And I couldn't bring myself to do it because that's a person.
That's right. Yeah. Wow. See, your mother, she loved you. See, she tried to do the right thing. Does this help to hear all this?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's just, man, I mean, my dad, he loves me so much.
Your stepfather?
Yeah, my stepfather loves me so much, and he tries so hard to make life easy. Yeah. But because of the way I am, I always push him away, kind of.
Yeah.
But then, not only do I push him away, I go, well, this is this is the facts about God. And I try to conform him and into being a Christian when it doesn't really work. I was just I went to the beach a couple of days with a couple friends from church, and they were just telling me, like, you're doing this wrong. I mean, what you're doing is, like, noble because you're going and you're trying to tell your dad the truth, but are you right with yourself, though?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, first of all, I forgive my mom, so I should go forgive my dad, but I haven't really forgiven my mom.
Yes.
So I push him away, I run away, and then I get my dad to these points where he's just so angry that he doesn't know what to do, and that he just wants to cry, but because he's a man, he doesn't.
Right.
And so we sit down and we talk, and I see it on his face, the pain, but I try to be tough and ignore it.
Well, will you cut that out?
I mean, I have to.
Yeah, because that's not the attitude of an alpha male. An alpha male is patient, honest. He has perfect love. He or she, female, have perfect love. And you're not, even though you go to church, you're not a Christian yet. Because a real son or daughter of God does not have that kind of anger. They do not have that. They have perfect love. They speak up, but they're not judging their fellow man. It's impossible to judge your father and mother if you were a true Christian. So you need to forgive so God can bring you back to him. All right? And I know about step parents. I had a stepfather, and he was a nice man, good man, but I would not accept him because my soul wanted my real father. It didn't identify with him at all. Even though he was a good man, my soul just could not accept him. And this is why you shouldn't have step parents, because kids' soul are not going to accept step parents. It wasn't meant to be that way. It's not created that way. And so I just rejected my stepfather. So I know how you feel, but you need to overcome this anger so you can have a life for yourself. All right?
All right.
Will you apologize to him and let that go too? Stop being that way with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I talked to him, I told him everything.
Yeah.
I told him that I was angry because he decided to come into my life, and I was upset because not only was I upset with him, I was upset with my sisters because I was like, basically, it sounds dumb, but I was like, man, why were you born? Like, come on now. Like, I had my mom and dad to myself. And
yes, I understand that. Are you the only boy?
Yeah, I'm the only boy.
Wow. How many sisters?
1, 2.
Oh, okay. You're going to be, so what is it that you need to forgive your mother for?
Everything from...
What she do to you?
Well...
First of all, bringing another man in your life.
Yeah. Don't get upset, please. But first she brought another man in my life that shockingly I ran up to and called him my father when I first seen him without knowing him. I ran up to him, I called him daddy. He picked me up, he hugged me, and that was that. Then second, I feel like she emotionally detached me because I got bullied a lot from school, and when I tried to come to her with certain things, I feel like she didn't address the situation.
Yeah.
And then I felt like when I talked to my dad about it, he basically looked at it like, oh, you have to be strong, and you have to be tough. But back then, I was weak,
yeah.
and everybody else was bigger than me, so I used to get suspended for the things they would do. I almost got expelled and almost went to jail because of the way they're turning me into a person that wasn't good.
Yeah.
And then, like, now that I'm getting older, not only that, but I'm starting to feel like she's trying to do the right thing, but her trying to do the right thing is her kind of mentally manipulating me.
Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Every man on earth understands that. And every daughter does too. That is what's happening. But you still have to forgive her. Call it out. They say, Mom, you're trying to manipulate me now mentally. It's not going to work. Get behind me, Satan. You got to just speak up now. Because you hear her, she wants to do the right thing now. And you're not, if you don't forgive her, you won't see that she has changed. You know, because that's what anger does. It blocks you so you can't see what's going on. And your mother could have totally changed, but because you're angry at her, you won't see it. It'll still look the same. So you got to forgive her so you can have a good life, all right?
All right.
So how you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling. Well, before I came here, I was most upset, like dude possible. Me and my mom, we didn't see eye to eye, and the devil feels my anger, and it gets worse and worse and worse.
Yes.
So I started hurting myself, and
By doing what?
just punching walls and hitting metal and stuff.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, I feel at a peace, kind of.
Yes.
Similar to the peace I felt when I let everything out
Yes.
with my dad. I felt no peace when I had forgave my mom.
Yeah.
I felt no peace. But when I forgave my dad, I felt a peace, and I feel that peace now.
Right on. We have some good guys that work with our nonprofit organization, and if you want, I can assign one of them as a mentor for you, and we can kind of help you through school and help you get a job and do all that kind of stuff. Would you like that?
I would like that, but I gotta talk to my mom.
Yeah,
and
you
my
guys
dad.
talk about it,
Yeah.
and then I'll let you meet the mentor, and he's really a good guy, really, really is, and he'll teach you judo and all kind of stuff, and then you can beat up the bad guys. All right?
All right.
So think about it, let me know, and we'll assign someone to you.
Okay.
And then, but I want you to start doing my silent prayer too, so that God can take you the rest of the way. All right?
I don't watch like you at all. She just told me to watch you to forgive,
Right.
and I didn't really get it. So
Right.
I don't know your silent prayer.
Oh, okay. It's online, but I'll tell you about it. All right?
All right.
Real fast, because we got to get out of here. Time is almost up. So how you feel about your mother?
I don't know, honestly.
I'm sorry?
I don't know.
How old are you?
13.
Does she get on your nerve too?
Occasionally, I guess.
Yeah. Do you understand now you have to forgive her? She's doing the best she can?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it hard to let that go?
Not really.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about yourself?
I'm self-conscious a lot.
You what?
I'm self-conscious.
And why?
I think mainly because of my grandma.
Your grandmother? She made you self-conscious?
Yeah.
What'd she do to you?
Every time I would go over to her house, she would be like, don't eat too much or you'll get fat. You're already looking fat, or like stuff like that.
Amazing. Did you tell your mother that she was doing that?
No, but I told her that she was doing that.
You told your grandmother?
I told my mom.
Oh, you told your mother that your grandmother was doing that to you? And what did your mother say?
Don't listen to her.
Oh, look, you got to keep her away from grandma.
That's kind of difficult to do, seeing that that's my husband's mother. And if I say that I don't want the kids over at either my father's house because he's poison,
Right.
or my mother-in-law's house, then that's a whole nother argument, because he is like Siamese twins with her.
Yeah. Amazing.
And she calls him every day, 7 in the morning, waking him up, asking him what's going on, how he's doing, what's going on.
Did
and
you
then,
tell him to watch my YouTube channel?
And then he turns around and he's like, I have to call my mom today. I haven't talked to her in a while. Didn't she just call you at 7 this morning?
Amazing.
He's like, yeah, but I haven't hung out with my mom in a while.
But can you at least talk to the grandmother and say, look, don't talk to my daughter like this?
She can't stand me.
She can't stand
She
you?
can't. She'll put on airs.
Right.
For the sake of her son, but in her heart of hearts, she can barely look at
Is that your father she's talking about?
Yeah.
That's your father?
Yeah.
Won't you tell your father what his mother's doing to you?
I don't know. I think I'm a little bit scared of him.
You're scared of your father? What a mess. Can we all get together, have counseling with your husband and the kids?
He, considering the whole religion thing, he doesn't want to come anywhere near 50 feet of anything called a church.
Well, don't call it church, call it bond.
I did, and he still, if I'm interested in it, he does not want anything to do with it.
Because of time, I got to end, but we got to do something to help you guys, okay? Because your grandmother is wrong for doing that. And the purpose of parents is to protect you from that. And these parents are allowing it to happen. But don't pay any attention to her. All right? You hear me? Listen, next time she says that, if they don't help you, say, Grandma, shut up, you're evil. All right? Really, I want you to tell Grandma, Grandma, you are an evil person. I'm a child, and you're doing this to me. You're an evil person. Will you tell her that?
Probably not, but I'll try.
Tell her I told you to tell her.
I don't think that'll make it any better.
But I want you got to, since your family won't fight for you, you got to fight for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're going to become angry at yourself, and you're going to go out there and do the wrong things. You're going to be looking for approval from guys. You're going to be very unhappy. You're going to make yourself fat because she's made you hate being fat. It's just going to be a mess for you. I'm sorry your parents won't help you. You have to keep your daughter away from her.
Then I need some tools to use to convince my husband to not allow this to happen then.
Does he know that the mother's doing this?
Yes, he knows.
And he doesn't care?
He comes at me with the issues of, mom's concerns.
Lord have mercy. But we'll get you well. We'll help you, all right? You have any questions for me?
No,
Did you learn something today?
not really.
Not really? You haven't learned you got to forgive?
No, because my mom already went through that with me.
And you haven't forgiven? Yeah. All right, we'll talk. We'll talk in a minute. All right, I got to end, but we'll talk some more. This is amazing, huh? This is where it's not about racism, sexism, homophobia, Islamophobia, and no ism. It's in the homes. It's right in the homes. Isn't that amazing? And then she'll grow up and go off to college, or he will, both of them, and then the teachers will tell them, racism, this is from slavery. This is from Jim Crow laws. It had nothing to do with that. It's in the homes. Amazing stuff. So we got to end. What I encourage you to do is do the prayer. It's a spiritual battle. It has nothing to do with the physical. It has nothing to do with the color. If you repent, you shall be born again, return to your original nature, and life will begin for you. It really will. And I made a little note. I want to remind you, everybody here and out there, do not give up. And stop listening to your thought, young man, because every thought you get is a lie. There's no such thing as a true thought. That's Satan talking to you. All right? God doesn't talk to you. He reveals things. So stop listening to your thoughts, all right? They're not your own. So do the prayer, folks. I'm out of time. Don't forget to support us. Donate. The silent prayers on silentprayer.video. Also, rebuildingdemand.com/church. It's about forgiving. You cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven unless you forgive. Really, you can't. You're not going to. You can go to church. You can read the Bible. It's not going to happen until you forgive. All right. Don't forget to tune into the radio show. Do we have a men's meeting this week?
Yes.
Okay. Men's forum this Thursday. Come to the men's meeting Thursday night. Every first Thursday night for men only. Third for ladies only, and Sunday morning for everybody and their mama.